Hello there. Alright, so I'm going to quickly talk about traveling with your pets to a hotel. Different hotels have different rules, so quickly check with the hotel you go with. Some hotels are dog friendly, or pet friendly I should say dog, but they're usually friendly with all animals. So for example, today we're traveling with Latte and Pika, my doggy and my parrots. And for this particular hotel, they do have extra charge, about $10 per night. Before you travel, you may want to go call the hotel real quick just to ask them, how much would the extra charge be. There are certain hotels that don't charge you extra, so it's obviously a good information to know before you book a hotel. Another thing is, different hotels have different rules about where the pet is allowed to be. Some of them have pet relief areas. Some of them have a requirement that you need to have a kennel when you leave the room. So for example, this hotel here said you have to keep your dog in a crate when you're not in the room, or when your dog is unattended, basically. So if he can stay inside here. Letty, go in cage. Thank you. Good. Sit. Good. So to make your pet extra comfortable, I always bring a little blanket. You can use the bed sheets too if you would like. And I obviously be a good guest. Brush the dog out so there's not much hair loss when you go to the hotel room. It also helps keep her bladder longer, because if she's not moving a lot in the room or chasing around, she can hold her bladder a little bit better as well. So that's courtesy things to do when you go to hotel visits. I also brought a comfy bed inside so that she have a nice bed that she's familiar with while she's traveling to keep her sleeping better. The position of the cage, we put it between two beds just because it looks more like a den and it's a little bit more comfy, but it doesn't really matter where you put it. My dog just worked really well between the beds here. So now we'll turn to the parrots. So for my parrot, she has a daily cage, and this is a travel cage. The travel cage is much more basic than his home cage. His home cage has multiple perches, has multiple toys. The travel cage only has 3 perches to keep, cleanliness. So if she poop and stuff, it'll be easy to clean off during travel. On top of that, when this is in a vehicle, it's also easier to transfer between vehicle and between the room and stuff. And you need to go in and out of the elevator, so you don't want anything too bulky. This is just one of many styles. You can use any kind, but ideally something you can carry by yourself. That would be nice. I also cover his cage up with a little bit of background there just to give it extra security. Obviously, just because of the camera right now, I'll open the window wide. Usually I keep the window half closed so that half of his cage can see outside, the other half is completely covered. So in case you see an eagle or something frightening, he can always hide behind the curtain there. For bringing stuff, so this is my little package here. It makes life a little easier if you kind of get ready ahead of time. I have a pet bag, so both my animals' food and supply are in here. As you can see, Lati is really interested. So for the dog, it's really handy to just grab a plastic container for both food and water. The good thing about that is if you get oily or even if it get wet, you just put the lid on and you're good to go. My dog will eat food and then drink water, so I never need to keep the water out. But some people, if you want, you can keep the water out all the time and just, pour the water out and put some food in after. I also have a container full of food, mixture of food. It doesn't matter, it could be a used container. Once you finish, just throw it out. I'll also bring a little bit of dog treats in case, she have behavioral issues. We have a little toy. And for my bird, same thing. I use kitchen containers, put some treats and some stable food in each of those. You can always use some water bottle to keep the water inside. That way, travel-wise easier, and you can always have fresh water when you guys go to the park and stuff. So that's us traveling with the pets and the doggy. If you have any questions, just post it below and I'll see if I can help you out. Bye now.